Okay, now let's cover solve general applications of percent. So this is the first section of the solving general applications, where this is fall 2025. Then this is from the lecture on Wednesday, 9/24/25. For real life, when Brian and his friends ate dinner at a restaurant, the bill came to $80. They want to leave a 20% tip. What amount would the tip be? Okay. So we will use the same process for all of these. Sometimes we will have to divide and sometimes we will have to multiply. If you're solving for 20% of 80 is something percent, you're going to turn your percent into a decimal. How do you do that? You divide by 100 and drop the percent sign. Of means multiply and is means equals. If you would rather use a formula, you can do percent times whole is equal to part. Percent would have to be in decimal form. If you were in class, the majority of you decided to do it with the word. Okay. So for Brian, 20% of 80, you turn the percent to a decimal, 20 divided by 100, and drop the percent sign. That gives us 0.2. 0.2 times 80 is 16. And then you write a sentence with the correct unit. The unit is dollar. So Brian and his friends leave a $16 tip. Here's an example of me doing one. What number is 35% of 90? Okay, when we did this, we decided in class that we're going to call what number X. Feel free to call it anything you want. Is, as I said above, means equals 35%. You need to turn the 35 into a decimal. So 35 divided by 100, and that is 0.35. So 0.35. Of means multiply, and then 90. So all we need to do to find the number is multiply 0.35 times 90. My goal for you is to get comfortable using a calculator. Okay. My answer is 31.5. So 31.5 is 35% of 90. All right. Your turn. Pause the video and do these next two yourself and come back and see how you did. We're rounding everything to the one decimal place to the right of the decimal. So go ahead and do that as you're going through if there's any rounding. So pause the video, go do that, and then come back to see how you did. All right. So for the first one, what number, again, same thing, is equals. So what number is 45% of 80? And you just multiply 0.45 times 80. And I got 36. Okay. The next one, what number is 55% of 60? 0.55 times 60 is 33. So 33 is 55% of 60. Okay. Now I'm going to do this one, and then we're going to pause again. You're going to go to the next two and then come back and see how you did. So this is the same concept as what we just did, but it's said differently. Instead of what number is, it's saying 125% of 28 is what number. So again, take that percent, turn it into a decimal by dividing, and 125 divided by 100 is 1.25. Times is of, 28 is means equal, and what number is X? So now we just need to multiply 1.25 times 28. And I got 35. Okay, go ahead and pause the video and do the next two. Okay, so 150% is 1.5. Of is times. 78 is equal. What number is X? 1.5 times 78 is 117. The next one, 175 divided by 100 is 1.75. Of is times 72 is equals, and what number is X? So when you're doing this, 175 divided by 100 would have given you 1.75. Leave that in your calculator and just multiply that times 72 equals. And your answer is 126. Now we're going to find the whole. We're going to find the whole number, all right, the larger number. 36 is 75% of what number? I'm going to do the same ones. 36 is 75%. 75 divided by 100 is 0.75. Of is multiplied, and what number is X? Okay. This one is different. We've been multiplying up to this point. Well, we can't multiply this. The 0.75 is multiplied to X. So in order to solve for X, we're going to have to do the opposite of multiplication, and we're going to have to divide both sides by the number that's attached to X, and that is 0.75. So X is equal to, because these are, anything divided by itself is 1, we're left with 36 divided by 0.75, and that's 48. Okay, you're going to do the same exact thing for the next two. 17 is 25% of what number, and 40 is 62.5% of what number. Pause the video, go do those, leave it saved on this page so you can see how I did it and refer back. If you need to go back and re-listen to me, do that, but then attempt these two on your own. Always attempt on your own, just to make sure that you're understanding before you do the homework, okay? All right, pause the video and then come back. 17 is 25% is 25 over 100, which is 0.25 of what number? We have to divide both sides by 0.25. And X is equal to, because these reduce, 17 divided by 0.25 is 68. 40 is 62.5%. 62.5 divided by 100, and I got 0.625 times of, and then what number is X? All right, we just need to divide both sides of the equal sign by 0.625. Goodness, these reduce. No, 40 divided by 0.625 equals, and that's 64. Okay, is that right? Yeah. All right, next page. My turn. Same concept, said differently. My turn. 6.5% in decimal form. 6.5 divided by 100 is 0.065. Of is to multiply. What number is X? Is equal 1.17. Now we just need to solve for X. 0.065 is attached by multiplication, so we need to divide both sides by 0.065. This reduces and we're left with X equals. So 117 divided by 0.065, and I've got 18. You're going to do the next two exactly the same way. Please pause the video and go do that and come back and see how you did. Okay, 7.5%. 7.5 divided by 100 is 0.075. Of means multiply. We decided what number is X. Is equal and 1.95. Solving for X. I have to divide both sides by 0.075. And I get 1.95. Oh, divided by 0.075. And I got 26. Next one, 8.5% turned to a decimal is 8.5 divided by 100, 0.085. Of is multiply, what number is X, is equal, and 3.06. Divide both sides by the number that's attached to X, 0.085. And then 3.06 divided by 0.085 is 36. Now we're going to find the percent. This is different. This is different than the rest. We're going to do the setup the same, but we'll have one extra step here. Okay. Let's do the setup the same way we have. What percent we're saying is X. Of means multiply. 36 is means equal 9. There's my setup. I'm going to solve for X. I'm going to divide both sides by 36. And I get X is equal to 9 divided by 36 is 0.25. This is not a percent. We want to know a percent. Okay, we know how to get from a percent to a decimal. We've been doing it this whole time. We've been dividing by 100. Now we're having to take a decimal, a number, and change it into a percent. So there's an extra step here. When you solve for percent, you have to take your final answer and turn it into a percent. And here's how. Multiply it by 100. And that gives me 25. And then add the percent sign. And that goes back here. You're going to do everything set up the same, but there's one extra step for finding the percent, and that's to multiply it by 100 and then add the cute little percent sign. This 0.25 is not a percent because it has not been multiplied by 100. Okay. Pause the video, do the next two yourself, and then come back and see how you did. Okay. The next one is what percent X of is multiplied 76 is 57. Divide both sides by 76. And X is equal to 57 divided by 76 is 0.75. This is not a percent. So we must multiply this by 100 to turn it into a percent. And add the percent sign. Okay. One more for y'all. What percent of 120 is 96? Solve for X, divide both sides by 120. And these reduce. X is equal to 96 divided by 120 is 0.8. Not a percent. We want a percent, so we have to multiply this by 100. And I got 80. And add the cute little percent sign. Okay. As you're going through this, let me know what questions you have if you're still struggling. Same concept, said differently. So instead of what percent of 120 is 96, we're saying 144 is what percent of 96? Again, we're solving for X. I'm going to divide both sides by 96. These reduce. 144 divided by 96 is 1.5. That is not a percent. That is just a number, just a decimal number, pick it something, but it's not a percent. It doesn't turn into a percent until I take it and multiply it by 100. And that is equal to 150, and then put your symbol on. for percent sign. Okay. Pause the video, do the next two yourself, and then come back and see how you did. Okay. 110 is what percent of 88? Divide both sides by 88. Actually, I don't even need the X. Oof, didn't want to use that. These reduce. We're left with the X, which we want. 110 divided by 88 is 1.25. But we want to turn that into a percent. So I have to multiply it by 100. And I got 125 with percent sign. Last one on this one. 126 is what percent of 72? Divide both sides by 72. 126 divided by 72 is 1.75, not a percent. To make it a percent, you multiply it by 100. And it's 175%. Let me know what questions you have. This homework is due on Monday.